Happy Friday, everybody. I hope that you've had a good week and that you've got some amazing weekend plans. I know here in Knoxville, Tennessee, we have had some amazing weather. It's like upper 50s, low 60s. The sun is shining. It's been beautiful. I've really enjoyed being able to get out and take some walks this week. And so I think this weekend we're probably going to be spending a lot of time at the park or sitting on the patio, and I'm super excited about that. But today, what I wanted to share was how I know if someone is not a good fit for me. So, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you are always going to run into people who you automatically click with and you think this is going to be such an amazing relationship. But you also find that not everybody is a really great fit. Now, I believe that this happens less and less the longer that you're in business because you get so good at writing content that you are easily attracting the right people and pushing the wrong client. Pushing maybe sounds like the wrong word, but deflecting clients who are not the best fit for you. It's nothing personal about them. It's nothing personal about you. And you're also going to be going through a process where you're growing and changing and learning new things and maybe shifting who that perfect client is and your services and things like that. But there are a few red flags for me that let me know that it's not going to be a good fit. And so I'm going to share those with you today. So first of all, in case you don't know me, I am a business coach and marketing strategist, and I love helping people either launch their business or shift their business, which is like a relaunch, by taking their experience and expertise and creating services that sell. And I don't think that I am the perfect coach for everybody, but if you need some help with mindset, if you've tried things and they haven't worked before, if you really need that accountability and that guidance because you are sick of trying to figure this out on your own, and I am probably a good fit for you. So, how I know that somebody is not a good fit is if we're on a call and they start asking me a lot of questions about what I'm going to do for them. I actually had somebody once ask me exactly how much money I made, which I thought was like really uncomfortable, but then I just answered them anyway. But if they start asking me a lot of questions about like, what are you going to do about this? And what are you going to do this? And it feels like they're trying to convince themselves that this is a good investment by making a long list, like a grocery list of all the things that I'm going to take care of for them. This is a red flag because that is not what coaching is. If you need somebody to do things for you, then you should hire a VA. Coaching is not about that. Coaching is not about making you dependent on me. It's about making you successful in your own right. The decisions that you make, the actions that you take, it's about making and supporting you to be successful. I coach you to be successful. I do not do everything for you because that's really making me think of my daughter right now who is sitting behind me, Josie. She has recently gone back to school. Yeah, and she's having some problems because she's not as independent as the other kids that are there. They have been in school at, this year, this like COVID, we just call it like a COVID year, COVID school year. And so they have their routines down. They know how to get all of their stuff out of their backpack, zip it up, and do all their lunch stuff. Like all these little things that with Josie being at home with me, then it's like, well, mom will just do this for you. And so now we're having to kind of backtrack and make her do everything herself. And you know what? She feels good. She's like, I'm a big girl. I can do this. Mom, I could do this myself. And that's the way I want my clients to feel. I want them to feel like, wow, I can do this, right? So everything I do is about building confidence. So if I get someone who is really just giving me a long list of things and trying to make sure that I'm going to do all this stuff for them, if the expectation is that their success is dependent on me, then I don't feel like that's a good fit. I don't feel like coaching is the thing for them. It doesn't make them seem like they understand what coaching is or that they're ready to really take action and responsibility because you can't expect for someone to do it for you. And, if that was true, if your success is completely dependent on somebody else, then it's always going to be dependent on someone else. That's not what I want for my clients. That's not what I want for myself. So if I get into a situation where it's a laundry list of things that I'm going to do for them, then I feel like this is not a good fit. So the other thing that is really a signal for me is when I'm talking to someone on the phone. So usually in a discovery call, I want to know, of course, a little bit about their business, and I've done a little bit of research too. but I want to know what they think is holding them back. So, what do they feel that they really need help with? Because identifying what they need help with and what their goals are is going to let me know, again, if I'm a good fit for them. So, those are some of the questions that I would ask you if we were having a conversation about working together. And if I say, offer feedback, some kind of feedback or suggestion, and I get a lot of, but I can't because this, I can't because this. And there's a whole lot of buts and I can'ts that never turn into, oh, that's a good idea, or maybe I should think about that, or I haven't thought about it that way before. Then I know that we've got a problem. It's totally normal to come up with buts and I can'ts and things like that. But if you can't get from all of these things keep happening to me and stifling my success to, oh, I actually do have more control than I think that I do, and I'm ready to look at this in a different way so that I can take some action, then we have an issue. So it's not so much about having mindset things, and we all have that, right? But it's about the willingness to change. So, your willingness to change is crucial in your success in business because you've got to be able to be teachable. You've got to want to grow past the fears, the limiting beliefs, because really that's like 80% of it right there. 80% of it is mindset. And that's really hard to do on your own. But if I hear a lot of, but I can't, and constantly getting hit with excuses, then you're just not ready. So that's another red flag. A third thing is when I'm asking about kind of like what's been holding you back and things like that, and I just get a lot of like, I'm too busy. So it's a little bit of the same thing where it's like, well, I'm really busy and I need to know how to streamline these things so that I can get more results and take more action. But if it's just, well, I'm too busy and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do these calls, or I don't have room in my schedule, or I'm going to have to be doing this, I'm going to have to be doing that while we're talking and that kind of thing, that's also not a good sign because coaching is an investment. I mean, really anything you do for your investment, whether you're getting a new website or a brand or anything like that, is an investment. And if you can't put in the time, then you're not going to get anything out of it. So that is a really important thing to remember. And it reminds me of one client that I had, and she was really busy. Like her business was going really well, and that was great. And what we were working together on was being able to scale that by adding in some courses. And the problem was that she really never had time. And so it was difficult to get on a call. I felt like she was trying to like hurry up and get off the call, but like we needed to talk so I could help her and different things like that. A lot of times she would have to cancel and reschedule. And then she hired a VA to help her, and she said, I've got this VA, I've hired this person, I've hired that person, like I'm gonna have more time, things are gonna be good. But the problem was that she never actually took the time to get specific about what she wanted that person to do, what their process looked like, how they were going to communicate and stuff like that. So she would hire people and then they wouldn't have the resources and things that they need to actually do anything. So it never really helped. And then one day she was like, I don't know if I'm getting what I need out of this. And I said, you're not getting what you need because you're not putting the time into it. You're only going to get as much out of it as you put into it. If you're not showing up for the calls, if you're not using your entire time and you're shortening your hour to 30 minutes and things like that, no, you're not going to be getting a lot out of it. And then when they come up with a plan, you also don't have time to put that into action. And she was like, she was just like, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. So if you don't have the time to invest in your business, then I don't want you to invest in your business because I always want success for my clients. So their success is my success. If they are not ready and willing to change and really grow their business, if they don't have the time to put into it, if they are not taking full responsibility for their business and excited about their success and it being on them, then I don't think that we're a good fit. And as you work through and meet different clients, whether you're in coaching or design or anything, these are all really good things I think that are very applicable to other places. Anytime you have a client who wants you to do things, but they don't have the time to talk to you about the things that they want you to do, to give you feedback, like that kind of stuff, it's a really bad sign. Anytime you have a client who doesn't really know what they want, but then they also want you to do things. So they're putting the full load of everything on you instead of taking responsibility for themselves. That is also a problem. So I'm curious to know from you guys, like, what kind of things are really red flags when you are talking to potential clients that makes you know that they're not a good fit for you, because these are important things. It's often easy to feel like, well, I don't want to turn away money. If I turn away money, there's going to be less money and stuff like that. But honestly, if you think about your success rate, it's really dependent on getting great clients, because you can't get clients who are not a good fit for you a really good result. And that actually changes your success rate. It also knocks down your self confidence, and it definitely doesn't help you build referrals. So we always want to get our clients the very best result possible, and that means saying no to clients who aren't a good fit and reserving our space, our time, our energy for clients that we 1,000% know we're going to get a great result for.